What is going on, prospecting powerhouses? I hope you guys are doing well today, getting ready for the long weekend. It is a brand new month, September 1st, 2017, guys. The goal of this month, hopefully, is to get everyone in prospecting powerhouses to at least get one client, if not more, hopefully growing your business, creating the systems you need to really capitalize on what you offer and how you can help people. Today, I'm excited to be joined by Prospecting On Demand Hall of Famer, Andres Velazquez. What's going on, Andres? How you doing, brother?
Everything great, man. Everything awesome here.
Love it. So Andres has been in POD now, what, 2, 3 months?
Yeah, sort
About
of,
three
yeah.
months.
Almost 3 months.
And we met each other in the first place through some other groups online. We hit it off pretty quickly, and he decided after a little bit of prodding, a little bit of follow-up, to decide to join Prospecting On Demand. I'll give you guys a little funny side story. Not so funny for Andres, but pretty funny for me, and I think you guys will like it. Um, Follow-up is huge, and we always talk about how important follow-up is, especially when you believe you can help the person that you want to work with. And I truly believe my company and Prospect On Demand could benefit Andres and Market Forward. We initially spoke. He was on the fence. No problem. Not going to push you into a corner. We'll wait. Andres says, get back in touch with me in a week from now. We'll see where we're at. I get back in touch with him. Doesn't get back to me. I think this is a lost cause. We've lost the opportunity. But then he mentions to me, hey, Alex, sorry I haven't answered. Someone hit my car last week. I'm like, oh, okay, now I've heard all the excuses in the book. He's making up that he got into a freaking car accident. My God. And then he sends me a photo of his bumper that was totally destroyed by the person, and then he decided to join 2 days later. So it was pretty hilarious, guys, when people are telling you, maybe that there's some circumstance why they can't work with you. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Being real. And I thought that would be a funny little side story to share with you guys as we got started here. Now, if you guys are watching with us here live today, let us know with a W in the comments below. Also, always hit that like and love button. We appreciate that. Let us know where you're watching from. That would be cool as well. Today, we're going to be talking about Andres's latest wins, his thoughts on mindset, some branding information and everything of that nature. I'll tell you guys right up front right now, Andres and I are working together now for the Prospecting On Demand branding. You guys might have seen some of the new posts that we have, the new styles. That is from his brainchild. He is an absolute brilliant branding strategist. His whole team is fantastic. And we're going to do another live in a later date, launching the website, launching some of the new videos, and showing everyone how we got it done. And it's going to be super, super powerful. Today, we're going to be talking about Andres's movement through his mindset and goal setting, as he's really been able to achieve amazing things. Right before this video, Andres texted me that he closed a new $1,900 client. So major congrats to you, Andres. What a way to get started.
Thanks.
So let's just get started there. Let's get started with the wins. How did you land that client? How did that process go? What can you share with us?
Yeah, so it's a short story. The reality is that we started doing this strategy that we can just start right off the bat, and I can tell you what it is that we're doing. I started thinking, because our agency focuses on branding. We're a creative agency and we do branding. So we started thinking, a lot of the companies here, I live in Miami, Florida. So a lot of the companies here, they don't hire people in-house. They like to hire freelancers. So our team and we started thinking, what if we go to interviews with these companies, and instead of trying to be an intern or a freelancer, we just pitch our agency as to do freelance work for them. So we started doing that. We started pitching, a couple of companies. And this company, very well known here in Miami, they contacted us and said, guys, this is exactly what we're looking for. When can you guys come in? So so we went there, and they wanted us on the spot to hire one of our team members to work in-house, funny enough. But we said, no, this is the way we got to do it. We got to work as an agency, as an outsource agency, as a third party. And they said, let's just do it. And we thought, we were going to go through a process of like a back and forth negotiation. And they just said, we want to give you a project today. Can you start right now? And we said, yeah, of course we can start. And we actually issued a low price for them. And they said, we just waited for them to give us the price first. And then they came up with the 1,900. We didn't have a objection, so we just said, let's roll with that.
What a
The
win,
only
man.
thing, yeah, man. The only thing it's like we have to make this super quick. That's the only thing we have with this project because it's gotta be done by like early next week. But that's fine because that's what they need. They need some people that can work fast and no problem for us. So it's a win for
Exciting
everybody.
things about those types of clients, the people that are ready to like take action right now, is if you really do a great job with them up front, they're just going to keep giving you business. I love that you stood your ground also with the idea of like, no, you cannot hire us in-house.
Yeah.
You're happy to do the outsourcing. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people, when money is put into the table, when you realize you sometimes in a sales call, there's like this window of opportunity that you're like, oh, I know that this person wants to work with us, and I know there's money to be made, and you want to do anything to not let it slip through your fingers. But a lot of people, and I think a lot of people will resonate with this, they end up allowing or conceding a little too much, and maybe they would let them hire them in-house or take a way too low of a cost or a price. And I think too many people do that. So I'm really happy to hear that you didn't do that. You stood your ground and you got that client. What a way to get started.
I think another thing, that really helped us out was that before, when we would quote a project or something, we would always be afraid what the customer was going to say. So we would play it low and we would play it safe. So I think, in terms of mindset, the reason was that we were afraid to lose the sale. On this one, we were not at all, it's not that we didn't care, but we didn't care. We just went there, and we threw, we started the conversation, but we didn't feel the need to be like, we need this job. We didn't seem needy to them. And I think that confidence resonates when the client is working, is trying to work with you. So they know whether you're a desperate person or you're not a desperate person.
We talk about it all the time, right? The confidence in sales is necessary.
Exactly.
Think of it from yourself. Always try to put yourself in the client's shoes. Do you want to work with someone that's confident or not? I like to use the gym story a lot because I think that's a good one. If you're going to go with a personal trainer, are you going to go with the one that's like, yeah, probably can help you lose a couple pounds?
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm going to get you on a regimen. We're going to get you on a diet. We're going to crush this. We're going to be awesome. Exactly. That's the one you're going to want to work with because he's super confident. He's going to get you excited. I think that's really key here. Elias is excited about it. He says it any ways to do stand out to be called in for the interview. Elias, is that a question that you're asking about standing out for the interview? In terms of how to stand out, like Andres just said, be confident in your market, be confident with what your offer is, and I think it is so important to do that. I mean, that's one of the big Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that it's exactly that. You have to go into that interview and really know at heart that you don't need that job, because that's going to resonate on your message. I mean, you need it, but don't show it. Like, if that customer doesn't come to you and that opportunity does not become a win for you, that's fine. Just, rub it off and there's more opportunities coming your way. Everything, like you always say this, Alex, and there's no losses, everything is experience and a learning experience. So I think that's the key though. Like if you just go into that interview, whatever opportunity, with the mentality that either you get the client or you learn something new. So yeah, can't lose.
I was just talking to a new POD member about this morning, about the idea of being concerned about a no. There's a POD member, we always talk about him, Philip Calvet. He has this awesome line about going for the no. That's like such a great idea.
I love that.
Don't worry about a yes or a no. Even, in fact, go for the no, because at the very least you have an answer to learn from.
Exactly.
Every no that you get is an opportunity to say, why did that no occur? What experience or what opportunity or what method or message or thing that I could have said could have turned that no into the special three-letter word that we're looking for, which is yes. How does that happen? And you can only have that happen if you learn from it, not by sitting back on your computer and thinking about what to do next. Just take action. So let's talk about that process now. We dove right in here, and I kind of want to pull it back a little bit and give everyone an understanding of kind of where you started. Now, when Andres joined Prospecting on Demand, one of his focuses was trying to figure out which track to take in his business. And I think a lot of people are in that zone consistently as entrepreneurs. There's always the next idea, the next opportunity, and you kind of trying to traverse the landscape, figuring out what you're trying to do. Can you talk a little bit about how that was a difficult process for you and how you overcame that after you had joined Prospecting on Demand and figured out the one track you want to take?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's quite simple, actually. Before joining POD, and this is funny because you talk about me kind of deviating, your messages and kind of like hiding away. And it's true. I'm not gonna lie, I did do that a little bit. But the reason though is that, and I know a lot of people are gonna resonate with this, we are just tired of every single program out there, promising that you're gonna get results, that you're gonna get new clients, that you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. And once you enroll in those programs, there's no motivation, there's no accountability, and simply you don't get results. And to me, that was the biggest thing, like just you started contacting me and then following up and then following up. So that meant something, because all these programs, they had someone assigned to me, to my account, let's say, let's just put it that way. So once they got my sale, they got my money, that's it. I went through an 8-week course and that was about it. I didn't make any progress, because in reality, I didn't need the actual knowledge. What I needed was the accountability. And a huge part of POD is accountability. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't have someone right there on your back saying like, man, you gotta do this, like you gotta focus, you gotta get results. If you don't have that, at least for the type of people like myself that need that push, you're not gonna get results. And when the accident happened, I was like, I need a sign, if this is gonna happen, if I need this, should I join, should I not join? Boom, and then the accident happened, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta do it. I gotta text Alex and say, man, I'm gonna join. So I joined right there.
I love it.
But I was just gonna say, going back to the process before joining POD, I was the type of person that would wake up in the morning and just think about, what am I gonna do today? What kind of activities should I do to even try to get a client or two or whatever. So that really didn't translate into results, and it all goes back to taking action every day, having a plan, having accountability. And this is exactly what I got in POD with you guys. We got the roadmap, we got the accountability. So there really is no way for anybody to fail, because those two things are key for anyone that is trying to bring their business to that next level. So for me, we were very lacking that part so much. We were getting a few clients here and there. We were not really prospecting. We were just hoping that we would get sales. Maybe we'll get a referral. Maybe we would, I don't know, find someone somewhere that wanted to work with us, but we were not actively going out there and trying to find clients. And I think, that's key. Every day moving forward, every day doing a little bit more and thinking about what are the activities that I'm going to do today that are going to generate that revenue that I'm trying to shoot for this month. So if you have that in your mind every single day, every time you wake up, every time you go to sleep, you keep it on your mind and you have that goal, there's no way you can fail.
I love that, man. And something that you said that I think is so true, the idea of so many people that they don't necessarily need more knowledge, but they need the accountability and the right track. When Andres joined, it's not like I gave him all his incredible ability for marketing and his incredible ability for branding. I didn't do anything of that nature. What we were focusing on doing was making sure that his abilities were, instead of here, and here, and here, was there. Exactly. And when you get there in that one track mind and you figure out, okay, this is what I'm skilled with. This is how I can do it. This is the process I need to take. That's going to give you an advantage. If you are the person that's trying to do 1,000 things at once, you're never going to become a master of anything. I like this Bruce Lee line. I use it all the time. Bruce Lee says he's not afraid of the person that knows 10,000 kicks. He's afraid of the person that knows one kick that he's practiced 10,000 times. The reason is that that's what a master truly is. Someone that's really focused on that one track mindset, taking accountability. Now, I'm going to call Andres out a little bit here. When he joined Prospecting on Demand, it took him a little bit of time to stay on that track. Now, we do our weekly calls every Thursday. And in the first month, he was still struggling to get from the place of everywhere to getting on the track. And about 5 weeks in, on one of the calls, Andres gets on there and he says, you know what? I'm moving away from the marketing. I'm moving forward strictly on the branding, and I know I could build my entire business just on this, and that's going to happen. The week after, landed a client. The week after, bigger client. This past week, the biggest client he's had in the time that he's been part of POD. Today, another client. The idea is, once you make the decision to say, I'm going to move forward in this method, I'm going to be held accountable and make sure I take the action every single day that I need to grow the business, it's undoubtable. There is no way you cannot fail. You cannot succeed. You can't fail. It's impossible. You have to be able to succeed by pushing forward consistently in that nature. So let's talk about kind of your ideas on what you were doing consistently to start generating new opportunities. Let's
Yeah.
talk about what you've been doing in that arena.
Perfect. Yeah. So the first thing I did, and I think, you know, a lot of people can benefit from this, is the fact that you have to be very thoughtful of what your skills are. Because today, with the media and Facebook and everything that we go through, and we just bombard it on a daily basis, you know, we start forming these ideas of what we should be doing. When in reality, you have within you, you know, the abilities that you have created from these past experiences that you have had, school, work, whatever it is. But you have a set of skills, your tool belt, and you can use that to generate, you know, enough money. You don't need to be copying what everybody else is doing just because it says, you know, on the news feed, it says that people are making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, something I did was, like, I went back and I said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start listing exactly what it is that we're good at doing, and this is what we're gonna focus on. And after that, you know, after we decided, okay, so we are gonna focus on branding because this is exactly what we know how to do. We know how to build amazing websites. We know how to do marketing well. So this is what we should be doing. I should not be going into an arena that I have no experience. Now, does that mean that I'm not gonna go into that later? No, I will go into that later, but once I have enough cash flow so that I can focus my energy on stuff that are going to bring another stream of revenue into my business. But until my business is not up to that point, I cannot go, like you said, Alex, and start doing one thing here, one thing here, and one thing here, because I end up doing nothing. And I was caught up on that race for like years on end when I started, and it's tiring, it's draining, because you see everybody succeed, everybody gets results, and then you are here like trying to still figure out what it is that you are supposed to do to get results. But in reality, you just have to focus on what you know, what you really know you can help and benefit your client. Because one thing though is that we can offer a million things to help someone, but most of the times, a lot of people, and including myself, you know, on this, is that I was focusing on the money and not on the help that I could provide my clients. No, you know, without realizing that the more you help people, the more you can help your clients honestly, and that you can really show results for that client, that is gonna translate into more results, into more revenue for your business. So I think, you know, that's super, super key for everybody to understand, that you have to focus, and you have to focus on results for your clients. Once you get those results, boom.
I love that, because I think we can both speak to it from both sides of the coin. Andres is one of my clients, and I'm one of Andres's clients, which is very unique. It's a very mutually beneficial agreement that we've been able to work out together that's helping both of our businesses, and that's the best thing. Now, what Andres said is something that I am always talking about, and this is not a tactic. This is not a scheme. This has to be real. You truly have to care about your clients' results. Instead of focusing on, what do I have in my wallet? What do I have in my bank account? Instead of that focus, your focus has to be on the client results. Because if you can get a return on their investment, not necessarily only monetarily, but return on their time, return on the value, it's not just money, right? There's not just money. There's other things to get returns on. But if you're not focused on that, and you're really only focused on how can I get that person's money in my wallet instead, you're never going to be able to grow. And that process that Andres was talking about, of that person's succeeding, they're doing that offer, but there's drop shipping, but there's SSM, but there's SEO, but there's PPC, but there's management. If you're trying to do that, then you're just focused on what's the fastest offer to make money. You're never going to get a real business. Sure, you might make some money. You might screw some clients, which sucks. I hope you don't do that. But the real reality is, if you want to become a business owner, if you want to run a business, you have to do, one, that's something you're passionate about, or I hope that you're passionate about. Two, something that can actually benefit clients. And three, something that's going to make you be able to provide for your family. Now, Andres and I are not here to say, oh yeah, do work for free and, you know, like, do nothing. Like, no one in the world should expect that work should be done for free. That's not the right mindset to tell people or kids, like, hey, do work for free and you won't get paid by helping people. No, it's like, helping people, you deserve to get paid for that, as long as you're providing them the value that they're paying for. And that's something that Andres does amazingly well, and I hope that I do that well as well to the POD family and to the prospecting powerhouses. And it's unique, because now that Andres and I have worked together on both sides of the coin, I can see how much he cares, because he does care. He's consistently asking me about certain things about our branding to make sure that we're on top of it and make sure that we enjoy it just as much as I'm on top of it, making sure, hey, are you taking that action? Are you making sure you're holding on the right track? Do you have a question about this, that, or the other? Not because we want to make more money off of each other, but because we want to benefit each other to grow. And when you have that mindset, everything else is ancillary. The money comes anyhow. And that's a really, really big and very important thing that I think Andres does incredibly well. And a lot of people in POD do as well. I think a lot of the people I speak to, thankfully, really do have the client's best interest at heart. But I understand when you're in a tough scenario, when business is hard, it's hard to think about the client's results. But that's a challenge. You've got to think about the client's results, because if you don't, you're just going to look back a year from now and be like, I should have started caring about the client's results a long time ago. Because you're going to get maybe 1, 2, 3 one-off clients that are not going to do anything for you. You want to build relationships. My goal with Andres is to be working with him consistently month in and month out for as long as we run this business. That's important to me. That's important to us. Now, if it was just a one-off deal and he wasn't caring about what I had to do, why would I want to work with him again? Same thing as him to me. It's very important in that mindset to make sure that you care about your clients, that you care about getting results, that you care about the service you're offering. Now, someone asked me here, Rob, and I think this is really important, about niching down versus a service versus niching down in an industry. And I think, Andres, you can touch on this, because this is one of your big problems in POD, whether you wanted to just focus on branding in a niche, or you wanted to focus on branding against all of them, whether you wanted to focus on SSM or digital marketing services. So can you talk to us about kind of that mindset and how you figured out the track you want to be on?
Yeah, so I think it goes back to what we were saying, that, you know, you cannot spread yourself out too much, because then you end up you cannot really do anything that is going to be worthwhile or bring you consistent results. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, if you try to master every single area, you won't really be a master of anything. Like you won't really be, because it's all about messaging. I think it's all about, and you told me, it's funny because I do branding, you know, and I know this by heart in my core. I know exactly the message, but I was not applying it myself. And one day we were talking, I don't know if you remember, Alex, but you told me, look, Andres, you cannot help everybody. You cannot, and it's true. Yeah, once you said that, it's so simple, and it's true, I cannot help everybody. Because you have to realize that whatever niche you choose is got enough potential to give you the money that you want. You just have to focus on that niche and create a message that is going to resonate with that group of people, with that segment. Because if you are able to convey that, then you'll be specializing and people will be coming to you because you're an authority. If you don't do that, then people won't resonate with your message, because you cannot say, I help everybody get clients. I help everybody, you know, create a website. You know, I help all businesses. You know, what does that even mean? What does that even mean that you can help everybody? You cannot. That's the truth. Because if you do, maybe you'll get a couple of clients here and there, but the moment that you start getting one client from one niche and then the other and then the other, every single time you're going to have to recreate every single process, and it's going to become so tedious for you, and you're going to take so much time trying to come up with new processes, new ideas, new funnels, new ways to market your business. You're just going to end up, you know, broke, I think, because you're going to go crazy and you're going to simply quit on this. I know, because I was the same. I did it too, until Alex told me, Andres, just niche down, focus, and go ahead and do it. And once he said that, the next day I got my first client. Funny enough.
Love that. Love that. One thing I want to mention here that you said, and I think this is so important. Andres said, like, imagine like on your LinkedIn or on your website, like, I help everyone get clients. Well, are you speaking to everyone, or are you speaking to the person that's watching? Like when Andres and I speak to you, I'm not speaking to everyone watching. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you, John, and you, Rob, and you, Margie. I'm speaking to you, not to everyone. Yeah. If I'm speaking to everyone, it means nothing. It's going one ear and out the other. If I'm speaking to a marketer or an entrepreneur or a lawyer, I'm speaking to you. That's a more direct correlation. That's why branding experts are always telling you, focus on the niche. Now, in terms of service niches versus like the individual business niches, I think when you're getting started in your business, I think the best thing to do is focus on both a service niche and a specific niche, because that way you can not have to reinvent the wheel for everything. You can get 5, 10 clients in that niche, in that service. And then as you grow, Then you can delegate more, you can afford more investments to then try other niches, service-wise or business-wise. All it comes down to is what's the smartest process for your growth now and your long-term goal. Now, we're in POD, we're always talking about monthly goals, but you should also have large goals. Like, where am I seeing myself in a year from now? Where am I seeing myself in 10 years from now? Now, I'm being honest. I've always struggled with the 10-year goal. I can barely figure out what I'm going to have for dinner tonight, let alone what I'm going to be doing in 10 years. So I struggle with that one sincerely, and I've read a lot about it, always tried to figure it out, but I really strongly believe in daily goals, which is taking action every single day, monthly goals, and then a bi-weekly or monthly review of what you're doing. That allows me to stay on track with what I'm doing. I think the 10-year goal is more of a practice in saying, why can't I do that sooner? It's like, in 10 years, I'm going to be on the stage with Tony Robbins speaking to 60,000 people. Why can't I do that in a year? Why can't I do that in 3 months? Why can't I do that today? Test yourself. Don't just limit yourself because of this. Andres is one of Andres's incredible qualities is he's got no limiting mindset. None at all. If you go friend him on Facebook and read some of his incredible posts, before he joined POD, I was reading his posts. I'm like, this is amazing. This is just magical, because you can see that when he posts, just like I do, it's not just for the people reading, it's for him too. It's to remind himself of what his capabilities are, of what he's able to do, of how he can help people and how he can inspire others. That is an incredible gift. If you have that gift, for this not to limit you, don't let anyone else limit you. Don't let any outsources or anyone outside of you limit you. Don't let Andres or myself limit you. We're not here to limit you. We're here to expand your opportunities. That's what we want to explain to you. Don't let anything limit you. Nothing can stop you. And if you have that true attitude, you will succeed for a long time. All right, let's continue here. Let's talk about some client acquisition now. When Andres joined Prospecting on Demand, how many clients were you usually getting per month at that point? And was it, did you feel like you had a system in place or a process in place? Can you kind of tell us the difference from prior to POD, now that you've been in 3 months and kind of escalating, you've got some of these great clients? Share with us kind of that process.
Sure. So it was very inconsistent, to be honest. So I cannot really put a set, number of people that I was getting, just because, 1 month we could have 1 client, 1 month we could have 3 clients, 1 month we had none. So I think, the key here is creating systems that are going to bring consistent clients every single month. Because like I said, I just didn't know how to prospect before. I was just hoping that I would get clients, every time that I would go out, I will try to find an opportunity, but I wasn't really finding that opportunity. I thought I wanted to, but I was not conveying my message the right way. So I was not speaking to people appropriately so that they knew what I was trying to do or who I was trying to get. So honestly, when I started, I had no process in mind. Like I said, I would wake up in the morning and I would just start winging it. I would start just sitting in my computer, opening up my Facebook, going through my messages. I always wake up early. That, I do. I wake up about 5 a.m. every morning.
You're crazy.
But that doesn't translate into efficiency, because I will wake up at 5 in the morning and then I will look at the clock again and it was like 12 o'clock p.m. So, and I had done nothing. Now, I wake up at 5, I have 3 solid hours that I dedicate to myself in the morning, that I visualize, that I go out, do exercise. And then when I come back, in 1 hour, I can tell you that I do more than I used to do in an entire day, which is crazy. Wow. It's funny how when you have a set plan of actions that you can take, how much time you find out that you were losing before. Because it doesn't really take that long to prospect, the way you do it and the way you teach, Alex. It really doesn't, and it brings results. So what's another hour that you're going to take on the day that are going to really guarantee that you're going to generate those clients? And I think it's important to mention that everything that you do, it's like planting a little seed. It's not like you will get clients almost immediately, because you will be actively prospecting and your mind is going to be power on, thinking, how am I going to get new clients? How am I going to get this new deal? How am I going to create opportunities this day? But more than that is that every single action that you take today, it's like creating opportunities that are going to bring you money later on, because every little seed that you're planting right now, it's gonna grow and it's gonna come back to you later on. So it's not like you're taking action 1 month and you're done, you're starting new the next month. Every single action you take today might result in a sale in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, in a day, in a week. I don't know, but it will result in a sale as long as you keep consistent, you keep taking action. So I think, that's one of the biggest things. Now I have a plan. I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what to do. I start prospecting. I know how to contact correctly, clients that I have had for referrals, closed network, not closed networks, direct outreach. That's something I didn't have before. And the funny thing is that it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
We ask that in Prospecting on Demand that you spend 1 to 3 hours a day prospecting, working on the business, not just.
And that's too much, 3 hours. That's like tough. You don't really spend that much.
If you spend 3 hours, you will be getting clients like wildfire. You'll be 90% of your time will be on sales calls. So you can't be only working in the business. I want to touch a little bit more about your morning ritual though. And before we get there, I'm just going to tell you guys about mine. I think I've learned a lot from Andres in this scenario. One of the things that I've always tried to overcome in my life as I've grown and become an adult and becoming a business owner and someone that people rely on and someone that people look to help them, and I care about these people, I want to be someone that's not necessarily perfect. No one's perfect, but I'm always looking to better myself in every way, not just business, as a person, as a human, always. 1% better every single day. That's one of my lines, one of my mantras, use it all the time. Now, shout out to another Prospecting on Demand Hall of Famer, Matthew Ryder, who planted this seed for me several months ago. Matthew at that point had mentioned that I should use an app called Headspace, which is an app that's about meditation. And I spoke to this briefly about Andres in one of our Thursday mastermind calls about sometimes anxiety can overcome me and paralyzes me maybe for a couple hours. And I'm a very mentally strong person. I believe that I can break through a lot of things, but sometimes this wins a little bit. Sometimes you lose. Your brain beats you sometimes, and you have to overcome it. And one of the things that was impressive to me was Andres' morning ritual. He was telling me that he'd wake up at 5 a.m., he'd go to the beach, he'd look at the ocean, he'd meditate. And I was amazed by this because my life a lot of the times is this. Lots of really moving fast parts and very little this, right? Just very little relaxation. And I try to do it. But my brain a lot of the times is just so focused on business and on work and on what can I accomplish next. That's just how I'm wired. So I wanted to know, how can I slow it all down? And I know a lot of people watching this will resonate. It's hard as an entrepreneur to separate your personal life and your business life because they're so interconnected. And I really wanted to figure that out because I felt like Andres had mastered that skill, the ability to overcome what's here. And I'm always telling you guys about mental midgetry and overcoming these mental obstacles. But of course, I'm also trying to practice what I preach. I'm also trying to jump over my mental obstacles. And I think Andres does a great job of doing that through his morning ritual and what he told me about his meditation practices. So can you tell us a little bit more about this morning ritual, how it got started, why you've been into meditation and the benefits that you've seen in your business?
For sure. So a few years back, a friend of mine, I was the same before. I used to just rush through my day. I would wake up in the morning and just, as soon as I woke up, I will say, I don't have enough time.
That's an awful mindset.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't have enough time. It's 7 a.m. I don't have enough time.
It's so ridiculous now that I say it, because sometimes we feel like that. We have so much going on, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have so many activities going on during the day that you wake up and as soon as you wake up, you go like, oh man, like I need to go to sleep again because, I don't have time to do anything. Now, here's the thing. I spoke to a friend of mine. He's very into like a spiritual type of vibe all the time. And I'm not like that, by no means, but I told him, man, like, I really need to calm down and create time in my life and how to bring myself back down to that level of centeredness, just be calm, be relaxed and not be worried all the time, because I will be anxious all the time thinking about the next thing that I had to do, that I cannot fulfill this plan, I cannot do that. And it was just tiresome. Like every day I will be tired just because of this mindset that I have and this, whole mentality. So he told me this, and this is key. He told me, look, Andres, for X amount of time that you spend with people and the activities that you do, you need Y amount of time by yourself. So to me, that was key. Like when he said that, it blew my mind because I was like, that's true though. I never take time for myself. I never just sit and try to think, and try to bring back to basics. I don't do that. So, he said that, and I went on for many months and many years to not even do anything again. But that was always in the in the back of my mind. It was always there. It was always there. But it was up until a few months ago. Well, it was more about 2 years or so now that I wake up every morning, and I try to wake up very, very early. And the reason for that is because most people, when they start their day, they start about 9 a.m. So I thought if I could get everything that I need to get done before 9 a.m., then I'll have the rest of the day to fulfill the requirements of that life is going to throw at me, because people are going to start texting you, you're going to start responding to messages, you're going to start writing emails, fulfilling work, prospecting. So all of these things, they take time and they take a lot of mental energy. So you will not be fulfilling some work or talking to a client or sending a message, and then you're going to go back down and you're going to start like meditating and becoming like a Buddha. That's not going to happen. It's very hard. You have to really bring yourself to that level, which I am not, which is why I wake up in the morning and I use that time. You think about it. If you wake up 1 hour earlier a day, you have about 6 extra weeks a year for yourself. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time, let alone wake up 3-4 hours earlier every day. That creates so much more opportunity for you to start thinking about what you need to do, not only that day, but that month, that year, those next 10 years, like you said, Alex. And I think, that's one thing that started really changing the game for me. And this is something that you develop as a habit. So for me, at least, the way I do my morning routine, every morning I wake up at 5 a.m. And the first thing that I do, I have my shoes, I have my clothes, I have everything ready to go right on my bed, like on the side of my bed. I wake up, I put everything, I drink a tall glass of water, I wash myself, and I go out and I start running. I'm lucky enough to live on Miami Beach, so the view is beautiful. I'm very motivated because there's always a lot of people running and exercising. So the lifestyle, it's promoting that all the time. So it's easy in a sense. You still have to have, willpower. But I wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. By 5:15, 5:30, I'm already outside running. So something that really calms me down is to see the sunrise. So I do my morning exercise before sunrise. So once it's sunrise, I sit down right on the beach, right on the beachfront, and then I start meditating, because that calms me a lot. The sound of the waves, that for me is like, I cannot even explain it. It's just so relaxing, so calming, and it puts me in that mindset, of really visualizing and thinking exactly what it is that because I don't really think what I'm going to be doing that day exactly or every day. What I really think is the stuff that I'm grateful for right now. Because sometimes we forget about that. We forget that even if you are struggling right now in your business, you have a roof over your house, you have food on your table, you have your wife, you have your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, family, friends. There are so many things that we have in our day-to-day life that we're not grateful for. And when I started, practicing gratitude every morning and visualizing how I could, because it's not only being grateful, you have to show that you are grateful. So you think about, okay, I'm grateful for my parents, but I don't show that to them, then, it's not really affecting them. It might be affecting you, but you have to show that to them as well. So practicing gratitude and being active on gratitude. So calling people, calling your close friends, telling your loved one that you love them, that you appreciate them every single day in the morning, changes the game so much, because we wake up in the morning, we don't do that. We just go about our day, and we don't take the time, even 5 seconds, to grab that person, give them a kiss and tell them, you know what, I appreciate you so much for being in my life. You have no idea how people will respond to that, that message of love, that message of, that you're trying to convey. Remember, every life is a mirror. Life is a mirror, and everything you do is gonna be reverted back into you. If you don't like the way your life is right now, that's because you have to change stuff within yourself. It's as simple as that. Every time we criticize something, or we become jealous, or we become, hateful of something, it's because we're hating something inside of us. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
Anything you don't like outside is something you don't like inside. And once you start practicing gratitude and you start really thinking about the stuff that you're grateful for, you visualize your life where you want to be, where you want to be today, where you want to be tomorrow, where you want to be next year. That starts creating in the back of your mind something that starts really pushing forward the mechanisms that are going to create the ideas where you go ahead and start acting upon that. But you have to keep every day reminding yourself of these things every day.
And I want to touch on that. First of all, anyone that resonates with what Andres just said about gratitude and morning meditation in this process of kind of enjoying your life and being the person that you want to be, like that Michael Jackson song, Man in the Mirror, right? That's the idea. Put a 7 below if you're enjoying this. We want to hear from you guys and engage with you guys. We appreciate you guys all being here with us today and listening to what we have to say. We hope that it's really powerful for you. I used to be a person that would never stop working, literally never. Like we would be watching a movie on the couch and like I got a message and I have to look at it right there. I had to. And it's a very, very, very unhealthy way to act. And there's a lot of 7s I'm seeing, guys. We appreciate it very much. It's unhealthy. Guess what I would do when I woke up? First thing, grab my phone. What's on Facebook? That's unhealthy. That is not appropriate because then I'm not separating who I am as a business person and who I am as a husband. It's like I'm going to go grab my phone before I go touch my wife. What? There's something wrong there. And I'm not having a camera looking down on me that I can replay that scenario. You have to be very cognizant of who you are and what you're doing, unless someone's being willing to call your bullshit out and tell you. That's what it comes down to. I needed Andres to call me out on it. I needed him to tell me, to say, Alex, you can't do that every day. You've got to try to have some morning meditation or processes of breaking things down. And I've tried. Now, I'm not going to pretend to you that I've got any ritual anywhere near Andres, but I've tried. What I've done now is I make sure every morning I don't touch anything related to work until at least 8:30. Try to wake up at 7:30. I drink coffee. I listen to sports. I listen to some meditation stuff. Just anything outside of business that can give my brain a break. Because otherwise the gears are just turning all the time. Grace asked me here, she said, when you're starting and building a tribe like Prospecting on Demand, do you think it's better to teach them this before anything else? And she's talking about the morning ritual and daily action taking. Without a doubt.
100%.
Without a doubt. It is one of the biggest focuses in Prospecting on Demand about taking action consistently, being grateful for who you are and what you have, and focusing on the right things, not the wrong things. Because the challenge, Grace, and everyone watching, it's really not the knowledge. It's really not the systems. It's not the implementation. It's here. It's right here. It's what's blockading you from this. And that's really the biggest key. If you can figure out what's really stopping you from achieving what you want and writing these things down and kind of coming up with a solution for it, that's going to make such a big difference for you in the long run. A lot of people talk about like, I don't know what my issues are. I don't know the problems I'm having in my life or in my business. Well, if you don't know, then you can't fix anything. And then the other side of the coin is a lot of people tell me, Alex, I'm really struggling with shiny object syndrome. Or I'm really struggling with finances. Well, at the very least, you have the answer because you know the problem. Now it's time to figure out what you can do to fix it. That's the biggest thing. I figured out that what I need to do to have my gears stop turning at 1 a.m. while I'm sitting up at bed thinking, why am I thinking about business? It's because I'm not making a disconnect. There has to be some sort of disconnect, especially as entrepreneurs. We spoke about this yesterday on the call, in the mastermind call. We're not 9-to-5 workers that leave a job and you're like, all right, we're done, right? We're done. Now we're done with work. That's not how it works. We want to make sure that every day that you're taking action, every day that you're moving forward in your business, you're also enjoying yourself. You're also growing and helping people. And that's a big key for both Andres and I.
And I think, also to the question that she said, if it's important to start with this, it goes back to the mentality that the same one that I had, you want to start and you want to see results right away, but you have to really get the basis down if you're ever able to really get the results that you're going to try to build in your business, because it's all about building habits. And if you're not building the right type of habits from the beginning, things are not going to happen. And this is what happened to me for many, many years, that I would just wake up and be in a rush to make money and be in a rush to start like getting something out of desperation. You don't achieve anything. You really don't. So
true.
what we are talking about here is just waking up every morning, being grateful, visualizing how you're gonna, become a better person in your life, in your business, in general. And that translates, it's so powerful because it translates so much into the attitude that you're gonna put towards the world from that point on, and the attitude that you project towards people in your business, and the way that you treat your customers or your prospect, that is going to revert back to you into more sales. So sometimes it's not about the quantity of the quantity, but the quality. It's not about how much you prospect, how much you do, but how do you do it? Are you really putting quality into the stuff that you do every single second for every customer? Because it doesn't matter if you prospect 100 people and you get none. What matters is that those people that you prospect and that you talk to, you give them your 100%, your 110%. Because that's going to resonate with them, and that's going to translate into sales.
So powerful, Andres. And I think there's no better place to end than with that type of message, with the message of gratitude, consistently taking action, creating a ritual, and being the person that you want to be to overcome the obstacles that may be in front of you. If you enjoy this conversation that Andres and I had, be sure to check in sometime later this month. We're going to have another more focused training. It's going to be a lunch and learn, talking about branding, talking about web design, and everything of that nature. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to love it. If you also want to get more of Andres and myself, please do join Prospecting on Demand and join our family. And we're there for you to help you grow. Andres, thank you so much for this. Do you have anything that you want to tell the audience before we head off here today?
Yeah, guys, the only thing I got to say is join POD.
I appreciate that, brother.
Join the family, because, there really is, honestly, the investment, like, there's no words to say it. You got to join, you got to take action. You have to think right now and ask yourself, is this the life that you want to live, or are you ready to really make a change? Really, you're not investing money, you're investing into your future. That's all I'm saying.
I love that, guys. I think we're going to end there. We appreciate all of you showing up today. If you enjoyed this, let us know with 7s below. We appreciate those. That's my favorite number, so I just go with 7s. I love it. Guys, make September your month. This is the first of the month. Don't worry about what happened in the past. Now it's a new opportunity. The day is just starting. It's not even 1 o'clock yet. Make your opportunities count. Take action every single day. Make everything purposeful. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks a lot.
Ciao.